So far we seen uh, internet protocol and IP version 4 and subnet masking and everything. So now let us look into internet protocol address classes, IP address classes. The IP version 4 address space has been structured into several classes. The value of the first octet of an address determines the class of the network. So based on the first octet, the value of the first octet determines into which class it falls in. So we have four classes: class A, class B, class C, class C. Class D. So in class A, the first octet ranges from 1 to 127, and in class B, the first octet ranges from 128 to 129. In class C, the first octet range from 192 to 223. In class D, the first octet range from 224 to 239. So if you look into the default subnet mask in class A, the first octet only for first octet is the only octet that identifies or defines the network. In class B, the first two octets identify or defines the network. In class C, first three octets defines the network, whereas in class D there is no specific default subnet mask. So now what will we do is deep let's deep dive into each class. Let's begin with class A. So class A network basically ranges from 1 to 127, as we have discussed earlier, and it has a default subnet mask which is 255.0.0.0. So what does it mean? So it means um, the first octet only defines the network, and the last three octets define the host. So basically I would urge you to also focus on the color scheming that I have put here. So red means actually the red defines the network, and then the black defines the host. If you see, if class A network, only the first octet the first octet defines network, and then remaining three black octets define only host. Okay, so because as it has only one octet to define network, so you have maximum of 127 class A networks, and it has three octets to define the network. So it has 1 crore 67,000 1 crore 67 lakh 77,214 hosts per network. And now let's move into class B network. As usual, as we have discussed earlier, class B network basically range from 128 to 191. So the default subnet mask it has is 255 dot 255.0.0. So what does it mean? It means the first two octets define the network, and the last two octets define the host. So based on this logic, this subnet mask results in a maximum of 16,384 class B networks with 65,534 hosts per network. And we have class C network. As we have discussed just a while ago, class C network ranges from 192 to 223, and it has the default subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. So as per our understanding, the first three octets define the network, and last octet basically defines the host. So this subnet mask results in a maximum of 2,97,152 classy networks with 254 hosts per network. It's obvious that it has more number of octets, so that is the reason it more number of octets that define the network. So it has a huge amount of networks, whereas coming to the hosts per network, it has only one octet to define the host. So we have just 254 hosts per second, but the total capability of this has, if you multiply your maximum uh, maximum number of networks it can have with the maximum number of hosts per network, you can get the total number of hosts that class C network can hold. And finally, we have Class D network. As usual, Class D networks are reserved for multicast traffic. So that is the reason, as we have discussed earlier, they do not use a subnet mask at all. They are basically reserved ones and they are specific. So they don't need a Class D. They don't need a subnet mask.